Hey guys, Katy Huller here with KidsCanReadAndWrite.com. Today I want to talk to you about why sometimes kids who know something really well still bomb the test or assignment that they have to do once they go to school. So I know it's easy to get mad at the teachers and say they did something, but really, if you have dyslexia and you're having trouble performing at school, usually there are three main causes of this. I'll even go so far as to say four. So let's go through 4 reasons why your child might not do well on that thing he or she knows really well at home once he or she gets to school. So reason number 1, nerves. Have you ever been nervous about something and your mind just kind of went crazy because you got so nervous? It's hard to think straight when you are nervous. So what happens to a lot of kids is they knew it, but they went into school, they got nervous, and now all the information is basically gone for a little bit, and they can't retrieve it. And so they don't do as well. So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2, distractions. In a classroom, there's a lot going on. Kids make noises. Some are coughing, sneezing, sharpening pencils, whatever. Noises are happening. They might just be fidgeting, whatever. I remember one time in college when I was taking a test and the girl next to me kept erasing. Oh, it was driving me mad. I couldn't think of a single answer because all I could hear was her erasing. I finally got up and moved my seat away from her. It was frustrating me so much. It's the only way I managed to get through that test. So if your kids are going to school and maybe there's somebody noisy in the classroom or just a bunch of kids being kids, that could be enough to throw them off their game, make them just not be able to retrieve what they need to retrieve, especially if the information is a little bit hard or tricky. That's going to make it even more challenging. So we have nerves, we have distractions. Another thing is just not having enough time to really process the information. So sometimes what will happen is kids who are normally very careful and diligent at home, they have time to go back and fix things. They get to school, things are moving so quickly. Maybe it's a spelling test and one word's being called out, the next word's being called out, the next word's being called out. They just don't have time to proofread, check over their stuff the way they would at home, and nobody's there going, oh, remember, so they might not do as well with that either. And then the last thing, the 4th thing would be if the teacher changes something, like where the child is sitting for the test, maybe they have to put up dividers, maybe they change locations, whatever. Any big change like that can make it feel like a totally new concept and really mess up dyslexic kids. So I know that seems weird, like just change places, but that can really mess up a child. So if you're taking a child to a new room for testing, that can be enough to really mess with them because now they're in this unfamiliar place. Everything feels weird. They can't focus on what they're doing because they're just so busy trying to figure out where they are and why they feel so weird. It's just like a distraction. So keep that in mind. I know it seems like a great idea. Take them out of the room, put them somewhere new where it's quiet and all that. And yes, you get the quieter environment, but if they freak out because they're in some new room with some new teacher, they're not used to the voice, they're not used to the location, all of that, that can be enough to throw someone off too. So you want to practice the way your child's going to have to do things. You want to over-prepare. I know everybody hates that answer, but that's what it takes. So for Taekwondo, for me, when I need to know something and I know I tend to forget it under pressure or with distractions or, all those things, I have to over-prepare. I practice so that I have the chance of remembering when it counts. And the more I practice, the greater that chance is. So just remember, it's not good enough to practice days before and just know it really well. You have to practice it days before, you have to practice it the day before, you have to keep practicing it right up until the moment, really. The best thing is if you're able to practice again or get it all in your brain again right before the test, right before the pressure. And that tends to help. So hope this helps, guys. I'm sorry. I know it's frustrating when you work so hard with your child. You think they know it. They go into school and bomb, but that's kind of what happens. And that's the beast of dyslexia. So over-prepare, get them feeling so confident, get them in the situation like it's going to be, simulate it as much as possible, and good luck. Let me know if this helps. Talk to you soon.